In this first look video from InfluenceWP, we are checking out SnipVault, which is a code snippets plugin for WordPress. If any of you out there have ever worked with a code snippets plugin, then this is going to be familiar territory for you. Obviously, SnipVault will have its own spin on things, which we will look at. For those of you that have not used the code snippets plugin, then you definitely want to check this out and see how it can benefit your site. Before we dive in further on the website here and then look at the actual solution, I want to point out a couple of things. They have early adopter pricing going on right now for the first 200 customers. I think they've got 132 seats available, licenses available before that deal runs out. That's 30% off. However, if you go through InfluenceWP, you get an extra 5% off. So that is an exclusive deal for InfluenceWP members, okay? All right, so before we go any further, first look videos cover products and services that we have no prior experience with. They show vendors how new users experience their product or service for the very first time. They show potential users and customers our initial experience with the product or service, and then anything else we would like to share as we record the video. These videos are unedited. We simply click record and publish what comes out. These are not official tutorials, although they often contain tutorial aspects. These videos contain no affiliate links, and we are not sponsored or paid to create these videos. If you would like videos like this or other types of videos created for your business, go to influencewp.com/partners and request your free lifetime partner membership. Alrighty, let's go ahead and dive in here. So as we see here on my screen, the ultimate WordPress code snippets plugin for developers. Store, manage, and deploy custom code snippets with enterprise-grade security and precision across all your WordPress projects without compromising performance. So typically what I do is just dive down into the footer area and point out some things. I want to look at the changelog, feedback, documentation. Check out the About page. They have an affiliate program if that's something you're interested in. Looks like you can follow them on GitHub and on X Twitter. And I also want to point out this is by the same company that does UiPress, UI Express, and a couple of other really cool products. So if you want to check those out. Looking at the changelog, we have an active changelog going on. Love that there's dates in there. Thank you for doing that. We've got some active feedbacks going on, active roadmap. We already looked at the changelog. Let's look at the documentation, which we already had pulled up. Okay, so it looks like we've got some nice documentation. And then here's the About page. This is Mark, the founder. Great guy, super great guy. He's been a partner of mine for a long time. You can see his other products here, UiPress, Postbase, Ventbase. He's doing a lot of stuff. So definitely check out Mark Ashton and what he's up to there. Always like to see an About page where they put a face with a name. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and dive in. I have the plugin installed and activated, but that's as far as I've gone. So let's go over to SnipVault. All right, so it looks like it defaults to a light mode. I'm going to see if we can change that. So let's see here. Snippets, library, file browser, SQL editor, CLI interface, PHP error log. Okay, settings, let's go there. Okay. Okay, here we go. Theme. Let's change that. I'm going to change that to dark mode because that's just my preference. Okay, much better on the eyes. Okay, let's go top to bottom here and see what we've got. Let's go to home. So up here at the top, we've got the ability to create a new snippet, new folder, duplicate some snippets or folders, download to a plugin. My understanding with that is if you used other code snippet plugins that do this, you can select like folders or snippets or all of the above and kind of combine them together to create a plugin that you can then download as a zip and use it, just generates that plugin for you. So you've got that there. You've got the ability to export snippets, folders, whatever, delete them. You can import snippets from JSON files. And then it looks like we've got the ability to collapse that side menu there. Okay. And we've got the ability to search for snippets once we have some. So let's go ahead and add a snippet. Okay. And then let's see here. So it starts off with a default as a PHP snippet. So over here on the right-hand side, We'll give this a name. Let's call it test. You can set it to auto load if you want, load on a hook if you want. So you can do a search here for our WordPress hook. You can set the language. I'm going to change this to CSS. I am more like CSS is my thing more so than PHP. I know just enough PHP to be dangerous. HTML, obviously, I can do that one. I shouldn't say obviously, but CSS, HTML, all good. Once I get outside of that, a little wishy-washy. Here we can set the version of our snippet. We can choose who to load it for, whether it's everyone logged in or logged out. Location, where we want to run the snippet, everywhere, just in the admin area, WordPress dashboard, or the front end. Looks like you can set some capability options here, set a description. Here we can get into the conditions. So whether all conditions match, or you can do an and statement or an or statement, any conditions match. Let's click down here into our conditions. So here we can set up group conditions, set up the matching, and then here we add our condition. And we can set all kinds of stuff. So based on WordPress core, the post type, post page ID, just tons of stuff here. Time and date, plugins and themes, like what plugin is active, what theme is active, just really, really cool stuff there. Comparison, we can do contains, does not contain, all of those different options there by role. So administrator, editor, author, all those typical roles. You can add additional multiple conditions that must be met. Let's go under code revisions, and we can see that the revisions here are starting to formulate. So let's go over here and let's just do dot button. Let's do, so we see right off the bat, we have an autocomplete that's working. So we can do background color red just for fun and save that snippet. So then I see here over on code revisions that we have those accumulating here. So let's say that I've got this snippet, I've been working on it for a couple of minutes. I'm like, I want to scratch that. You could probably do a Control Z easy enough. No, you can't. But what you can do, I guess, is go down here into the revisions and let's click on that older revision. There we go. Oh, that's cool. So we've got a comparison. Okay. I'm going to click this arrow and see what happens here. Okay, so it just took us back out. Okay, so it reverted. That's cool. Okay, so that is that. Let's see here. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So then what else can we show here? So we can save the snippet, and then we haven't actually enabled it. So we have this toggle up here in the top right. So now that is saved. What do we have here? We've got something else. So next to the save button, there's no tooltip on this one. Oh, we've got like a chat. Oh, super cool. Change my button color to blue. Okay, so you got to get your API key in there for the AI to work, which makes perfect sense. Up here in the top right, we've got another icon. I'm not sure what this one does. Collapse. Okay, so it collapses that panel. Cool. So we've got over here on the left panel, we've got the name of our snippet and a really cool indicator icon that tells us what kind of a snippet it is. Let's go create another one. This time we'll use PHP. Let's save it. Okay, here we go. So then you see a different tag icon for the PHP. Like we looked at here earlier, we can create a folder, and then we can nest this stuff into the folders by dragging it. I think. Let's see. There we go. So you have to expand it and then drag it in. Okay, cool. We can duplicate snippets. That's cool. What else do we need to see? Let's go down to this next one, library. So it looks like we've got some pre-built snippets. I'm guessing there's going to be more to come as this plugin takes off. But they've got some nice pre-built snippets in here for you to use. Over here on the right-hand side, we've got the ability to import the snippet into your site. import and set active. Super, super cool. And then you can search through these. Good stuff. Okay, let's move on down. We've got file browser. Enable file browser. For security reasons, file browsing and editing requires temporary activation. Once activated, it will remain available for 1 hour and then automatically deactivate. All right, let's go ahead and activate that. Okay, so here we can browse through the actual files on your site. So we could go, for example, to the WP content folder, go to our themes, and do whatever we want to do in here. Super, super cool. So that eliminates the need. Like, I typically frown upon having file manager plugins, separate plugins just for that feature because of the security reasons. And so this is nice that you no longer would need a plugin like that, potentially. We then have a SQL editor. So again, security in mind. So they're only activating this for a limited amount of time. So if you happen to manually edit SQL from time to time, that's a really nice feature. Then we've got a CLI interface, same concept. We're going to activate it for a specific amount of time if you mess with the CLI. And then we've got the PHP error log. So if errors are happening, then we can find those in here and they're searchable. And then under settings, what do we have? We've got license key. This is where we can put our Anthropic API key in there and do that conversation that I tried to do earlier to help generate those plugins or just the snippets, generate the snippets or help improve the snippets. It looks like here you can override. So you can, if you just want to constantly keep the file browsing or SQL editor or WP CLI always active, it looks like you can override that. Okay. If you need to just completely wipe the snippets and folders out, it looks like we have a delete button there. Code editor font size. If you want to jack that up, you can. It defaults to 12. I don't know if, let's see here. So let's just go. All right. Simple enough. Theme, system light or dark. And then we've got PHP global variables here. Down here in the bottom left, I'm seeing an arrow. I'm not sure what that does. All right, so that takes us back to WordPress. All right, let's go back into SnipVault. Let me see if there's anything else here that we need to talk about. So comprehensive version control, which we looked at. AI assistant, you just got to plug in your key. We briefly tried to make that happen. Intelligent conditions builder, check. CLI, check. SQL editor, check. File system browser, check. Secure code. Intelligent snippet organization, one-click plugin export. Error protected code execution. So for that one, if we were to do some kind of janky code, like it's going to protect us and give us a warning. Performance optimized storage, secure snippet sharing. What's that one? Share code snippets securely between WordPress installations or team members. Export snippets with integrity validation to ensure code remains unchanged during transfer. Super, super cool. Let's see what else here. Multi-site compatibility is coming. Remote snippet storage is coming. So you could store snippets in the cloud for access across multiple environments. All kinds of performance and security stuff. AI-powered code checks coming soon. For collaborations, change tracking, code comments, snippet dependencies, AI chat. Okay, very, very cool. All right, guys, I think that gives you a great idea of how powerful, how cool this thing is. We've got a demo up here if you want to check that out, which we just demoed it, right? Okay, last thing I'll point out as a reminder for InfluenceWP members, you get 35% off, exclusive deal. And I think, let's go to pricing. Yeah, they've got 132 seats remaining. So once those are gone. So you get that exclusive deal from InfluenceWP if you are a member. All right, guys, go out and check out SnipVault if you're in the market for a Code Snippets plugin, or maybe you didn't even know stuff like this existed, which is part of why we do these videos. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. InfluenceWP.com/partners, get your free lifetime partner membership, and we'll do some more videos like this for you. All right, catch you guys later.